that's going to be a nice fight. But Donaire versus Gaballo, I think, will be a similar outcome like Angkahas versus Sultan. Two Filipinos fighting for the world championship. Two Filipinos who will respect each other a lot. And I think that's what's going to happen. I don't think they're going to go out there to kill each other. I think they'll show a lot of respect. My feeling is that Donaire will win by decision. I don't think he will knock out Gaballo, and I don't think Gaballo can knock out Donaire either. I think Donaire can knock out Gaballo, but I think he won't. And I think this will go the distance.
Speaking of that fight, Din Quinito, Gaballo, before we go to a deep dive of that upcoming WBC mandatory naman po, actually you already gave your thoughts about that. I also want to take a step back because Gaballo placed himself in this position by actually defeating Emmanuel Rodriguez via split decision. Now, people are disputing that result. Do you believe that he actually won his last fight against?
That's a loaded question, JM, no? Because I thought it was very, very close. I felt that maybe it could have been a draw. Rodriguez was sort of like a Rigondo in that fight. He was very evasive. He was very elusive. He didn't really want to engage. Gaballo was very aggressive. So, if I were a judge in a very close round, you would always give it to the aggressor. And very clearly, Gaballo was the aggressor throughout the fight. But there were also rounds where Rodriguez connected, even while he was backtracking. So I think he's a better technician than Gaballo. So Rodriguez had his moments in that fight, but Gaballo won the decision. There was an order for a rematch, but it's very difficult for a promoter to put up money to do a rematch that probably won't sell. It's just like Rigondo. You're not going to put up money to do a Rigondo Casimero rematch because nobody's going to buy. So I think, be that as it may, Gaballo did win the interim WBC championship, and that's what brought him to this position where he is the mandatory challenger. But Gaballo is very young, but in terms of experience, malayo si Donaire sa kanya. No? Gaballo is 25, Donaire is 38 years old. Donaire has had 47 fights, and Gaballo's had only 24 fights. Gaballo is undefeated. Out of 24 fights, he scored 20 knockouts. So he has a very impressive record. But Donaire has fought Hall of Famers, and he's a shoe-in Hall of Famer himself. So I think both these fighters are very disciplined. One thing I can say about Gaballo is that just like Donaire, he takes care of his body. My understanding is that his walking weight is never more than 126 to 128 pounds. So dropping down to 118 for the fight should be no problem for him, as it is no problem for Donaire. So, I think both these fighters are going to be ready to square off. But I think the fact that both are Filipinos will, will somehow be a restraining thing. What happened to Nietes Palicte? You know what happened to Angkahas and Sultan. Even when Pancho Villa fought Clever Sencho, two Filipinos for the World Championship, that also went against. So, I just feel that these two Filipinos aren't really gonna, as I said earlier, they're not gonna be out to kill each other. I think it'll be a decision. And Donaire's experience and the fact that he's a very, very smart fighter, I think he'll win this fight by a decision.
I see. Dean, I would just have to press this a little now because I think we already know how Donaire can actually win this fight. But let's also try to make a case for Reymart Gaballo. What is his pathway to victory? If he wants to win this fight, ano po ang kailangan niyang gawin?
He's got to be aggressive. That's for sure. He's got 20 knockouts in 24 fights. And his manager, JC Manakil, was saying it's Reymart's time now. Remember last year, before he fought Rodriguez, he was in the States for 9 months training during the pandemic. This guy knows what the word sacrifice means, being away from home for so long. And, I thought he did his country proud by going out there, sacrificing, and going on to win the interim WBC championship. In order for him to beat Donaire, he's got to be able to, number one, outwork him. Number two, he's got to be able to hurt him. Because once Donaire gets hurt, he tends to back off. There's just too much in life for you to risk in a fight where you can get hurt. We saw that in the fight against Inoue. When he got hurt, he went down in the was it the 11th round? But anyway, he did.
Shot,
yeah, with the body shot. And so I think those are two key things for Gaballo to remember. He's got to outwork Donaire. Can he do that? Is a question mark. He's got to be able to hurt Donaire. Can he do that? Is another question mark. And if he's aggressive, and he has to be aggressive, can he muster the arsenal that he needs to be able to put pressure on Donaire? Donaire is going to box. I can just see this. The scenario is going to be Donaire will box. He will use his combinations. He will move around, and you'll see Gaballo trying to move in, charge, trying to score with a big punch, trying to hurt Donaire. But I think Donaire is going to be a very, very difficult target for Gaballo because he will be using his ring experience, his ring savvy to be able to outbox Gaballo. We're going to be seeing a Donaire roll out his best technical fight plan in this fight. I don't think you're going to be seeing a Donaire who will be explosive with his left hook. He's going to throw that left hook, and he'll certainly catch Gaballo's attention. But I don't think he's going to finish him off. I think he'll be happy with a decisive win on points. He'll outbox Gaballo, and he'll set him up. And this fight will set up Donaire for a big showdown against Casimero when that happens.